Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's the boy 10, and you know how we do it. Today we're checking out this guy who claims that chasing women ruined his life. I mean, hey, I'm not laughing at him. You know, it's just a funny ass title, but you know, a lot of people come out these days with a lot of ruin my life things, and I think honesty is great, but at some point it's like, all right, what are we doing? How many people's lives are getting ruined? Videos by Southpaw Huncho. Okay, this is about 7 months ago. Yeah, it's just appearing on my timeline. So, yeah.
None of those women are gonna do anything for you. So why are you sacrificing your motherfucking life for fucking pussy? Women will destroy your life. I'm gonna share my personal story in hopes that you will take my advice. Because for 10 years, from the age of 16 to 26, all I did was chase ass. All I did was chase pussy. All I did was jump from relationship to relationship. And guess what? As soon as I cut that shit off, as soon as I decided to step away from all of that shit, that's when my life 10x'd. That's when I began to live my dream life. That's when I began to create my dream life. That's when I began to create the fucking man that I needed to be and become the person that I needed to be to actually listen to my fucking conscience. So in this video, I'm gonna take you from the beginning of who Huncho was all the way to Huncho is now in an effort that you
I think a lot of the problem is the fact that people don't know moderation. People don't know discipline. It's like everybody everybody is either 0 or 100. You know, that's the common theme I keep seeing among people. They're either 0 or 100. They can't do 50. They can't do 45. They can't do 65. And they don't know how to switch between it. So they're either all out or all in. And that's the problem. In either case, it's not good. If you completely cut women off because you claim they're distractions, you guess what? You're still a man. You're still gonna have to date. You're still gonna have to find a woman. And if you spend a lot of your life avoiding them, guess what? Now you're gonna be anxious. Now you don't know how to talk to women. Now you don't even know how to be in the dating pool, in the dating game, how to move, what to look out for. Like you don't know these things. And then if you're all in, you get distracted chasing women, being so consumed by women, and then you abandon your goals, and then you just find yourself lost and you wasted by the time you're entering your 30s. It's always moderation, guys. It's always it's always knowing what to do when, what's important now. If you work, you do that, you make sure you get your bag, you're doing this, and then at the side you're like, hey, you're talking to this chick. That's cool. No one says don't be with the women. Just don't let them rule your life. Don't let them control how you move. Don't be out here spending all the money that you barely even have on top people who will do literally nothing for you. They would watch you burn even if they have water in their hands. They would sip that shit. You know? So it's 0 or 100, and that's the problem. Like, at what point are we going to be able to be disciplined enough to build our lives and still, have a little time to, like, all right, because it's not just about building yourself and your dreams. You also need to have someone by your side to help you in that. And if you're only building one aspect and abandoning the other aspect, guess what? You're still going to have to deal with the consequences. It's being able to juggle these different areas of your life that makes you the person that you need to be. If you don't know how to do that, then that's a you problem, not a woman problem. They are not the problem. They are who they are. You are the reason that you are where you are. You know what I'm saying?
will listen in an effort that you will stop fucking your life up in an effort that you will become the person that you need to be. You see, from the age of 16, I felt like I had a void, bro. I felt like something was missing, right? You know what I'm saying? I really never was banging chicks in high school or none of that. I wasn't kissing, making out. None of that, bro. I was very fucking shy as a kid. And when I went off to college at the age of 16, right? Age of 16, because I graduated early. I got with my first girlfriend ever, right? That was the first girl I ever kissed. First girl I ever did anything with, right? She was 19, I was 16. And ever since then, right, I kept chasing that vicious cycle of chasing relationships, chasing ass, chasing to fill that void that I felt, that lack of something that I had in my life. Because anytime I was alone with myself in my room, anytime I was alone, even alone in the gym or alone or somewhere, I just felt like something was missing. And I thought it was women. I thought I was missing a woman, right? Because that's what we're conditioned to think ever since we're kids. We see all these people getting married young and all this shit and happily ever after, all this fucking bullshit. And so I was like, damn, I just need to be with a girl and I just need to be in a relationship. So that was the answer for me, right? And then when I started bouncing, I was getting hella ass, hella pussy, relationship to relationship, because real talk, I'm more of a relationship kind of guy, right? I like to feel a connection with the person that I'm actually fucking, not just like I'm fucking some piece of meat. You know what I'm saying? That might be kind of gay to some of you guys. I don't give a fuck. That's just the truth. I'd rather have a connection with a woman. So I was chasing that relationship cycle.
Yeah, some people, to each his own. Like, you can't shame if you need connection to really feel like you're enjoying it. Then why? That's that's nothing to be shy of. What you know, it's normal type shit.
Cycle in and out of relationship, 2-3 relationships at the same time. And that never did anything for me, bro. It didn't fill the void. Yeah, it made me feel better about myself. It made me elevate my self-esteem because I thought I was the shit. I was over here flashing my beautiful women to my friends, thinking that I was the shit, trying to gain some respect points. And those same friends would then try to fuck those women, right? So at the end of the day, that shit did nothing for me, bro. I wasted hours. I wasted money. I wasted time. That did nothing for me. It didn't make me better. It didn't make me smarter. It didn't elevate my life. It didn't help my family. It wasted time. And it wasn't until last year, January 2024, when I analyzed my life, I started to ask myself, why am I always chasing ass? Why do I always need to have women? Why do I always need to be in a relationship? Why? And I began to realize, bro.
You know this girl who's always in one relationship or the other. She's never single, and I know it's toxic because she's never really giving her the time to be single and heal from each one. She just kind of uses the next one to get over the last one. And I told her one time, I'm like, this is not healthy, bro. Like, it's almost like she can't be on her own. She has to be with a dude. And that's just the way I see it from the outside. It could be very different on the inside. But I tend to try to deconstruct people. It's just a thing that my mind does when I come in contact with someone. I try to like break down who they are, try to understand where they're coming from, you know? Um, and often, again, I go into this on my other channel. Check the link in my bio if you like breakdowns like this, you know, check it. That one is much deeper, it's much slower. You actually get to soak in this wisdom as opposed to me trying to just get it over with so I can get back to the video. People feel like there's a hole in their soul that only things on the outside can fulfill. You feel me? Only things on the outside can fill that hole. They can't fill that hole. So they're looking for people to save them. And there comes the need, there comes the desperation, there comes the need for validation because you feel like these are the people who can solve your problems. And so you're putting the weight of your own problems on other people who also have their own problems, by the way. You see where there's a problem, and that's why these relationships never last. You come together, it becomes toxic eventually, you break up, she goes that way, you go that way, and the cycle continues in both directions. You feel me? But when you truly, truly feel yourself, yeah, that's not to say you're not going to have sexual urges. That's a whole different thing. When it's coming from a healthy place, you would feel the difference. When it's just you trying to feel something in your soul that you feel like you're missing, you will also know because it's different, you know?
Bro, for 10 years, I have been ignoring my conscience. I always had this feeling that I was meant to be more. I always had this feeling that I was never meant to be average. I always had these thoughts, these ideas, these imaginations of being somebody, of accomplishing something, of helping other men, of improving this fucking world, of actually making a fucking difference, right? But I never listened to my conscience, bro. I never did the work required. I never did the work necessary to actually make those things happen. I was putting all of that off, my inner conscience, my intuition, I was putting all of that shit off. And I was chasing ass because I was trying to fill that void. I was trying to silence that inner voice with pussy, bro. I was trying to silence that inner voice with women. And it wasn't until I realized, bro, why am I in this vicious cycle of constantly chasing ass and relationship? Damn, bro. It's because I've been silencing my inner voice. Because the truth is, I was not the person that I needed to be. I was not the man that I was proud of. I was not listening to God. I was trying to silence that fucking voice.
I don't like when people say God and do this. I've been prone to doing that before. I just think he's not a concept. He's not an idea. He's not a definition. He's a real ass ever living present. So when you say God, say God. Why say God? like he's an idea. This is as real as reality is, bruh. As real as anything else is. God is actually a real person. I don't want to call him a person, but he's a real existence. But yeah, a lot of times the thing is our subconscious selves, we know better than what we know consciously. And he's right. A lot of times we're not living up to our potential. We're not living up to what we know we can do or be. And so that emptiness, that disappointment, that feeling that we're supposed to find, that fulfillment in chasing these things that we know are for us, we don't do that. And so there's an emptiness. And so we try to fill it with everything else but what is intended to fill it, which is purpose, which is calling. And that's how you find like what God has called you to do, because you find a sort of enjoyment in doing these things, the process, beyond just grinding. People grind and they are looking at the end goal, but when you're doing something and genuinely enjoy it, it fulfills you. It makes you feel lighter, and because of that, you don't put that burden on people anymore. You are self-sufficient, and that's when everything starts to change for you.
Voice with all these fucking distractions, and that's why my life felt empty, because those moments when I was alone by myself, I could not stand being by myself or being alone, because I felt like shit about myself, because I knew I was not the man that I was supposed to be. I felt low about myself, and since I felt low about myself, I would try to raise myself up, raise my self-esteem using women as a cope. So the question is, why did I feel low about myself? I felt low about myself because I was not the man that I needed to be. And how did I know that? Because my inner conscience was letting me know that. And so I decided to finally start falling in line with my conscience. I finally decided to start aligning my actions with my conscience. You know what? I've had these visions. I've had these ideas. I've had these hopes to be a man that I'm proud of, to be more in this life. Let me start walking in line with that. Let me start actually listening to my fucking conscience. And ever since then, bro, since I made that fucking decision, January of 2024, it's been the best year of my life. January 2025, this year. It's been the best year of my fucking life. Even though I almost lost my life last year, and that's the test that always comes, like I talked about. There's always a test once you're about to make a massive breakthrough in your life. There's always a test. I passed it, even though I went through that, which honestly was the best thing that ever happened to me, right? But bro, it's been the best year of my life. I finally feel like I am becoming the man that I'm supposed to be. I'm not fucking there yet, bro. But the peace and the energy and the fucking pride that I have in myself and my past year of life, I wouldn't change that for fucking anything. So there's some of you guys watching this. Let me relate this to you now, bro. There's some of you watching this that have had that feeling, that void or that inner voice, that you know you're supposed to be doing something, that you have these goals, these wishes, these dreams in your head that you've never put action towards, and you've never actually done the work to step and fall in line with your conscience. You're distracting yourself with ass, you're chasing women, you're wasting time, you're wasting money, wasting thousands of dollars on women instead of investing that money into yourself. When in reality, all you're doing, bro, all you're doing is trying to fill a fucking void because you want to silence your fucking conscience, bro. And I'm here to tell you this, man. None of those women are ever gonna do anything for you, bro. Not a single one of those women are gonna be in your life 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Not a single one of those women are gonna do the work for you to build the life that you're actually happy and fucking proud of. Not a single one of those women are actually fucking loyal. Because I guarantee you right now, you check her phone and she has fucking 5 dudes in her DMs, 100% guaranteed. None of those women are gonna do anything for you. So why?
Okay, so this is where I don't like when people go this route. We tend to push the blame on the other gender. Women will blame men, men will blame women. You know, I know that's not what he's doing. Yeah, he's saying the reality, but it's almost like he's coming from a place of bitterness. The reality is women have always been the ones that always had options. They get to pick and choose. Men, we go for it, and the nicest looking man with the most money, yes, they also have options, right? But for men, it's been more an effort on your end, and for women, they just kind of like be, they just exist, and these men come. So it's not her fault that 5 other guys are trying to get her attention. After all, you are also trying to get her attention. You are one of them who's trying to get her. And you're not the only one who had the idea of walking up to her and getting her number. So it's not their fault. That's nature. This is nature taking place right now. You know, this is what it is. We can always fight against it, say, oh, this is not how, blah, 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 in an ideal world. No, we are not in an ideal world. This is where it is. Yeah, this is where we have found ourselves. Let's take it as that. It's not the woman's fault. And there are women who will build with you. You just have to find it. But see, that's the thing again. Yeah. Know the type of woman you're dealing with. Know where to place her in your mind. Don't just meet any sort of woman and put them on the pedestal and like this is the woman who's going to really observe them. Are these people that you think are gonna and then treat them respect like in the way that treat them, of course, respectfully, but give as much effort to them as where you have seen them being in your life. If you see this as a prospective wife, you know how much effort and energy you're putting in. If this is just a fling, if this is just some casual shit, if this is just some, you know, fun, do not, in God's name, yeah, put more effort than is needed for that kind of thing. It's all discernment. If I'm being very honest with you, it's all discernment because only you are in your life. Only you can tell exactly what's going on. But if you just kind of like flail around, you don't have direction, you don't have vision, you don't have discernment, then you're most likely going to get messed up. And that's where you need God in this kind of situations because you can't avoid women completely. He made them for a reason, you know? And then you cannot be consumed by them as you cannot be consumed by anything in this life because it always goes wrong. The key has always been moderation. If you cannot discipline yourself, if you do not know when to stop, if you don't know when to say, nope, I'm not doing this, then you are in trouble. If you just go wherever your thinking man takes you, then you are the kind of person he's talking about. But for guys who enjoy the company of women, but you are still very much on your grind, you're still building the life that you want, this has nothing to do with you. Women are not the problem. So it's not chasing women that is the problem. Is Well, you know what I mean. I don't want to put it in some way and then confuse you guys, but you know what I mean. It's not the act of chasing women that's the problem. It's in the discernment and not knowing when enough is enough and not knowing when to follow your goals and chase your dreams instead. That's the issue.
Why are you sacrificing your motherfucking life for fucking pussy? That at the end of the day is a fucking distraction and is not gonna fix your life for you, bro. None of those women are worth my time anymore, bro.
All right, this is where I'm going to end the video because I think I've spoken about everything he's going to say here. He's just going to keep going on and on about how, chasing women messed up life and how men shouldn't chase women. I've told you guys the god honest truth, man. Like, read the Bible. Solomon had concubines and wives, and he was still king. It's a balance. There has to be a balance. You can build your life as well as enjoy the company of women. But you cannot enjoy the company of women and forget to build your life. And then you cannot build your life and then avoid women, because all that will have negative effects. It is a balance. Work life balance, work life, as they say it, time for work, time for food, time for family, time for friends. There's always time. There's a balance. There's a balance to it all. Yin yang. It's right there in your face. Yeah. Again, if you like more things like this, be sure to check my other channel, link in the bio once again. But I'm going to end it here. I don't want to do too long videos for you guys. You guys don't watch it for long anyway. So, you know. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Drop your comments down below. Did you agree with my take? Do you not? Do you see it differently? Do you, have a counter opinion? Let me know. This is a discussion. This is the way to move forward. I might not always be right. I do think I'm right in this case, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, it's 10 and bye. Peace.